Okay, so the next thing, guys, we got to talk about is your buddy Boston, Nick Walker, who is really your buddy. Actually, he is your buddy now. You guys, you got to admit it. He commented on the last podcast too. He commented on the one before.
We've texted a few times. I texted him the other day. He claims when we did that podcast talking about him taking Increlex.
Oh, you responded about that?
He sent me a text. He's like, man, I don't take that shit or some shit. And I'm like, you're a fucking liar. I said, you take a full bottle of, I have the text. I'm like, you take a full bottle of Serostim every day. And he was like, nah, man, I wish. He's like, that shit's expensive. I'm like, get out of here, man.
If you say he doesn't take a full 30 of Serostim, that's it might not be Serostim.
A full vial of Serostim is 18 units, 18 IU. Yeah.
Yeah. 18.
I don't think. Personally, I think he's taking 30 of something, not even 18. Honestly. So
more. Yeah.
Nick, if you're telling us you're not taking 15, bro, who are you kidding? You're taking 15 at least.
Dude, I know somebody in Matt's camp that's an amateur that's taking 10 IUs. So if he's taking 10, and that's under Matt Jansen's recommendation, and the guy said, Matt said if I could afford more to take more, but he was at 10. So dude, he's definitely taking more.
But I don't want to be, so I'm not trying to invade Nick's personal business or anything like that. I planned to talk about this 2 days ago when we were going to record, but yesterday Fahad's podcast came out and they did interrogate him for half an hour. So it's not, I don't think it's too bad if we briefly mention. So this is what I want to know. What are your guys' thoughts? Because I find it a fascinating situation, huh? This is why I find it fascinating. So this guy, like you said, Boston, before, he's a dedicated guy. He put his blinders on, and he had a coach that had the recipe, and he followed it. But it's essentially all we know about Nick is with him and Matt Jansen. We also know he's a very loyal guy, family guy. We know he's probably actually hurt by the fact that he's separating. The question is this, and he's so close, right? He got 5th or 4th or whatever. He's very, very close to the O. So do you think, Boston, that this may prevent him from becoming a Mr. Olympia in 2 years? Maybe he would have, and he would. I mean, how dangerous is it to have this instability?
I think if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I mean, we already talked about who we think his next coach is going to be. Somebody's going to take good care of him.
Tell people who you think it is. It won't harm anything, I'm sure.
It's going to be either two people. It's going to be either AJ Sims, because I see they're commenting on each other's shit, or it's going to be one of the guys in Kuwait, because AJ loves drugs. He loves drugs, and Nick Walker, obviously, he loves drugs. Or he's either going to hook up with somebody in Kuwait because they'll give him drug connects and they'll ship him everything he needs and sponsor him and all that stuff. Nick needs obviously somebody by his side that's going to help him. The thing with Nick, man, is I think if it's going to be, it's going to be. He can put in the work. It's not really rocket science. He already has been taking all the stuff that he knows that he needs to take to improve. He's been improving.
No, but it is rocket science to get in his condition, which is the best.
I tell you what, if he works with AJ Sims is going to get more out of that coaching experience than Nick Walker will, because
that's my problem.
Nick is going to tell him, be like, this is what Jansen has me doing, and I've been taking all this shit.
Yeah.
And it's going to help AJ with his coaching. Just like when Diasha came from the Kuwait and went to Jansen for a bit, it benefited Jansen more than it did Diasha, because Jansen was able to soak up all the knowledge that they were doing in Kuwait. So I think it would be AJ that gets the better of that experience.
That's what I think too.
The only person that would be, in my opinion, that would know what these guys are really doing at that top level and be better than Matt would be Hani. And Hani's not going to take him, because Hani only works with people that are with Evogen and somebody that's going to really give a lot of attention. And I just don't think Hani is that person. But yeah, I think Nick is destined to be good because of his work ethic and how what he does, But
wait. We can't skip past Hani. Why wouldn't he pick Hani? That's my point. It's like
Hani wouldn't take him. There's no way
Hani won't take him.
There's no fucking way Hani would take him.
Why would
Hani would look what he's taking and be like, hey, no, this is not going to work. I think Nick leaving Matt is a good thing. I think Matt did with Nick what he could and pushed the drugs to the max. And Nick's physique is kind of like where it's at.
No, but we have to keep mentioning always perfect condition, never miss.
Yeah. Something else can happen to the body. I don't know much size-wise, but not more some condition. But Hani would be able to change something, and I would think he would be able to lower the drug significantly.
He'll be lower.
I think
Really?
it's for the best that Matt is or Nick is leaving Matt if he finds the right person. I think for his health and to teach and let him, understand you don't need all these drugs. Look, you're already built this big. You just have to kind of refine little stuff here and there. So I think it's going to be beneficial for him.
Everyone in that camp, Leo, that I've talked to said, and that were good friends with both Nick and Matt, said Nick is being very, very shady about the thing. That they said that he's there's not one person in that camp that was friends with both of them that are on Nick's side. Everyone's on Matt's side, which is weird because I did bring up in a text to Nick about there has to be a different. I said there's no way that you told him that you can't coach Brett Wilkin. And when I said that to him, he didn't even deny it.
But
so he obviously, that is a true statement that Trigilli put out and that everyone's putting out, is that he literally wanted Matt to drop Brett. And I didn't think that was true. I'm like, there's no way Nick would do that. And he didn't deny it. He did not deny it.
But
he's worried about them passing him up, though. He's like Brett Wilkins. I don't know, much about him. But I think, maybe he could pass him up physique wise.
Sure, he has the genetic structure to be
right.
Better than Nick.
He has a better structure, and I think that's what he's worried about.
You can't give your coach an ultimatum like that. At the end of the day, Matt's not charging either of them. In fact, Matt's sponsoring them.
Okay. In defense of Nick, first, two things. Seriously, first of all, everyone in Camp Creep is against Nick, so that indicates what? Nothing. These people are the ones who are okay with Johnson doing what we all know he does. So
these guys are all part of Camp Creep. That's true.
Yeah, what I mean to say, I'm not talking about drug stuff. I'm saying, like, if you're talking about one of them betrayed each other or whatever, well, we know for sure that Matt Johnson betrays people. We don't know that Nick does.
I know that. He's been with 2 different companies. He's been through lawsuits. Companies have sued him because of, of course.
No, we're talking about personal relationships. So we know he's like that. We've never heard that about Nick or whatever. So, and the other thing is,
we do know that about Nick. He's done that to Dominic Cardone. I mean, you could bring all these guys up.
No, I'm saying that Matt Johnson is ethically bankrupt.
Yes. No, we know that for sure.
Yeah,
yes.
And we don't know that Nick is ethically bankrupt. That's what I mean to say. And the second thing is this, which is that Nick, you got to admit, after Dallas, and I want to ask you about this. How did Dallas leave Matt? We got to talk about that. After Dallas left Matt, since then until now, the only thing that brought Matt's reputation up in the bodybuilding community was Nick. So let me point out something. If you guys haven't noticed something, the first year of Fuad's podcast, they championed the hell out of that Patrick Turer guy. You hear about him anymore? No. No one's suggesting Patrick to coach Nick Walker.
I predicted that for fucking since day one.
Yeah, but they were selling. I mean, he was the best thing since sliced bread for a while. But then now no one's mentioning him. And who have you heard for the last 6 months? Matt Johnson. And the reason is because of Nick's work. So Nick might be telling him, look, bro, your company Revive and Raw is growing. Everything is benefiting. I'm killing myself. I'm gonna get the Olympia for you. Why won't you not give the secrets that are giving me the advantage, which are the drugs and protocols, to a guy who's going to be very close to me? In defense of Nick, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. And we don't really know everything, but I do get that point. I just, me, Leo, when Dave gave me the ultimatum with you and him, I said, fuck you.
Yeah,
I see. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I see what you mean. By the way, I mentioned...
If somebody gives an ultimatum... Dude, I don't even. The person that gives the ultimatum, bye. I don't need you.
That's true. That's true.
Weird to do that.
Yeah, imagine I agree. Like if your wife, even if you love your wife and you're willing to give something up for her, if she told you, "I will leave you if you don't give this up," you're like, "Wait a minute, you would leave me?" I mean, it changes the whole thing. Like I would give it up for you, but not an ultimatum.
I would tell the chick get the bye.
I agree.
Things go fast too, especially in the industry. You could be like, your confidence could be here, doing well, and then from here it could jump all the way here from high confidence to super cockiness. I know because I was a young competitor. Of course, I wasn't at that level, but I was at a high level then because pro cards weren't given out like crazy, and I just knew stuff would I'd go to the Olympia and I'd be at the Diamond Ties, the biggest booth. They'd be banners everywhere hanging from me. It goes to your head. And then you think you can start like, you know, a lot of my friends are like, Armand, you're an asshole to a lot of people. I'm like, am I? And I didn't realize I was, but it kind of just goes to your head and you really don't realize what you're doing until you kind of get like knocked on your feet again. Like, yeah, I really wasn't acting good. So he's young, and I'm sure, you know, I think leaving Matt that's going to be a good decision. I think it'll be good for
You're saying long term it'll be good.
Long term, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, also, I feel like I'm playing devil's advocate a lot. But if anyone had the right to let things get to their head, who would be? I mean, who's the biggest star in bodybuilding in the last 10 years? It's literally Nick Walker. Nobody has grown that fast. Nobody has liked a bodybuilder that much.
Rami.
They love it. I mean, other than the classic physique. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, what?
Rami.
Rami, I was thinking Rami, Rami is what I was thinking.
Rami's not active enough.
But he wasn't loved as much. He was more like people who appreciate bodybuilding were like, holy shit, this is the biggest thing, you know. But Nick has the kind of Jay Cutler kind of vibe of following.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And, you know, and so what I'm saying is like, I mean, I can tell you guys, I'm a YouTuber. The second Nick started his YouTube channel, immediately the views they're about equal to Fuad's podcast. I mean, yeah, bro. He posts more videos, so he gets probably more watch time than Fuad. Yeah, so I mean, it's a pretty. Anyway, but you guys, what do you guys expect to happen if he chose AJ Sims? Because this is what I wanted to see. I assume he can't get him in as good condition consistently.
No, AJ will get him peeled. That's not an
Really?
issue. I just don't think the off-season protocols. I don't think he'll get put on as much muscle as quick as he's been putting on with AJ. Because AJ will get him peeled. There's no question. But as far as maybe holding the muscle, not as good. I know what AJ does. AJ likes to pull testosterone a couple weeks out. His guys do tend to come in flatter. The good combination that Matt Jensen has figured out is what Hani has: is fullness.
It's only Hani and Matt. No one else does that. I mean, Chad also. Yeah, something, but not with Rami yet, I think.
Right?
Yeah, Chad's hit or miss.
Yeah, it's not as consistent as Hani.
Very hit or miss.